Hey everyone, James Azar here with the CyberHub podcast. Happy Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. We're on for our practitioner brief. A few things to cover today. A lot of stuff for you to read. I'm attaching a few reports, including the Verizon DBIR report that is now out. That can be found on our PDF file on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com. You can go there and get more information as well. Let's get right into today's data and what we have going on. So a phishing attack has been known to bypass MFA to get Office 365 credentials. We are obviously well aware of the fact that there are more and more phishing attacks going on. This specific campaign can bypass multi-factor authentication on Office 365 to access victim data stored on the cloud and use it as an extortion to get Bitcoin ransom or even find new victims to target, hoping that your data on the cloud leads to someone else on the cloud, that leads to someone else on the cloud, that eventually leads to the jackpot. This was a research done by the Cofans Phishing Defense Center, and they discovered this tactic through an OpenID Connect. There's a few ways to mitigate this. Obviously, one of them is cyber awareness training, and I know it's a bit cliche, but at times like these, work from home, it's essential. Our supporters, KnowBe4, do have some great free resources you guys can check out. You can go to KnowBe4 to get more information. There are a ton of free resources on their website, as well as some great programs to help you with your awareness in order to overcome this specific challenge. The EasyJet breach, let's talk a little bit about that. So the airline industry is obviously hurting due to COVID-19. And EasyJet was breached. 9 million customers were impacted by this breach, according to initial data disclosed. Credit card details for 2,208 customers had been accessed. They're indicating that there's been no access to passport information at this time. We've spoken to several people who I've known who are out helping with this specific breach. It appears that this was done through a phishing attack that gained credentials in order to access the system. So again, we go back to phishing. Here, the stolen credentials were then taken and accessed. Apparently, no MFA was deployed on this specific database that the hackers, that the cyber criminals, were able to access. We're getting a little bit more information, and we continue to research this. I hope to have more on this later this week, although, our hearts go out to EasyJet for having to go through this. Again, this appears to be something of a credential theft attack based on initial indications from several people we've spoken to that are at the scene of this specific breach and have direct knowledge of what's going on there in terms of the incident response. The Verizon DBIR report is out. You can get the link. I'm not going to tell you what's in the report because I want to kind of do this reverse. Read the report. Let me know how useful you find it, what you liked, and what data was really surprising or data you enjoyed. You can do that by just interacting with us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, and I'll stick my Twitter handle right there, James_Azar1. You can also follow us on the CyberHub podcast page on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Let us know what you think of the Verizon DBIR report. I'm really interested to have a useful discussion, and maybe we can get a few voices here on a quick call and discuss it and put it out there for people to listen. I think the Verizon DBIR report, like many reports, is one that should be debated and not just quoted. So we can have that discussion as well. Another report I've put in our practitioner brief for today is cloud IT is becoming a greater security risk. A lot of CISOs I speak with and practitioners are all in cloud mode at the moment, especially since COVID-19. The idea of moving to the cloud, the budgets of cloud transformation and cloud adoption are now greater than before. And that's creating a list of hazards for security. The more we add in cloud infrastructure, the more IT we add, the more security risks we get. However, a lot of that is needed in order to save computing power, in order to expedite data and so forth, and containers. And there's a lot of aspects to this specific cloud IT situation. There's a great report that I read last night. Very much enjoyed it. And I wanted to attach it so that you folks can also read it. And, maybe it'll help you a little bit with what you're dealing with from a cloud IT perspective. Before we wrap up, one last thing that isn't in our practitioner brief, only here on the audio podcast, was early reports indicate that Israel launched a cyber attack against an Iranian port. In one of the port cities, Iran is obviously declining that report, although multiple international news organizations and respected officials have indicated that Israel has launched a attack on one of the seaports in Iran. We don't know the purpose for it yet. We've reached out for some comments with some of our Israeli counterparts and hoping to get some more information here over the next few days. That's it for us here today, folks, for this Practitioner Brief. We'll be back with a lot more tomorrow. Until then, folks, enjoy the rest of your day, and most importantly, stay cyber safe.